What's going on, fam? This is the Traveling Jays and you're watching JJWB TV. In this episode, I am super excited to give you my top 5 recommendations for what you need to do, see, or taste in Barcelona. This video is especially important to me because I have dreamed of going to Barcelona since I was a little girl, and it was kind of one of those dreams that I never really thought was going to happen, but it did. So we're not going to waste any more time with this intro. Let's get to it. So I do have to let you know that this was a spontaneous trip to Barcelona, so we were only there a day and a half. As usual, we did book with IHG hotels, which never disappoints. I highly recommend that you use them if you're not already. The point system is great.
Uno, dos, tres, cuatro.
Everything real tight, boy.
What is it? Cuatro?
It's tight like body wax.
It is. Look.
Oh, it's colorful. This is the bathroom. Look at this. Ooh. This is cute. Balcony. I'm in Barcelona.
Is this communion? We about to have communion?
We got communion? Oh, stop it. It's
cute.
creamer. You're annoying. All right, moving on. Buenos dias.
Buenos morning.
Okay. Today we're gonna check out the Park Gruell.
Parque Gruell.
Whatever. I can't breathe. Our taxi driver dropped us off down this hill and was like, "It's that way." Meanwhile, there's definitely places that a car so that someone could be dropped off at their destination. But it's okay. I'm in Barcelona. Ain't nobody ruining my vibe. All right, I'm gonna take you inside. Let's go. Park Gruell is a privatized park system that's composed of gardens and architectural elements located on Carmen Hill in Barcelona. It is one of the most popular attractions to visit in Barcelona, and it was designed by one of Spain's most famous architects, Antoni Gaudí.
So this is the view from on top wherever we're at. As you can see, that's the whole downtown Barcelona and the ocean. Beautiful sunshine.
If you're looking to feed the inner artist in you, then this is definitely a stop that you have to make in Barcelona. The mosaic art that we saw on the ceilings and on the tops of the structures at the park were absolutely beautiful, and it made me want to do beautiful romantic things like this. I mean, come on, how many times in your life are you going to be able to say that you danced under mosaic artistry in Barcelona?
Back in '82, when I studied up in the Buddhist temple shouting monks, yeah, we used to go up steps like this, and we used to have to do like this. Listen, we're 2 hours in, and my honey ginger beer boot snaps have me dying already. I'm burning my lungs out, and I'm over here crying, and she over there asking me what's going on. But She got me doing stair steppers early this morning, and I told her I wasn't built like this. I wasn't built like this. So, it's pretty cool.
As you can see, we had an amazing time at the park. I definitely recommend that you wear comfortable shoes and give yourself about 2 to 3.5 hours to really enjoy the park. As you saw, where there were some hills and some steps, and so you want to be prepared for that. There was also a lot of picture opportunities, and sometimes there was a line to get to a really good spot. So you want to give yourself room to really enjoy all of that. The park is open 7 days a week, and so any day that you're there, definitely make time to go check this out. All right, let's get to tip number 2.
We got out the cab, and then this beautiful thing on the corner. But anyhow, let's go up.
Listen, you've been calling me beautiful all day. I'm about to make you pregnant.
Maybe
You talking to me like that? Sorry.
Tip number 2. You have to visit Sagrada Familia Basilica. Even if church really isn't your thing, this church is breathtakingly, stunningly beautiful, and it is the largest unfinished church in all of the world. And unfortunately, the reason that it's unfinished is because its architect, Antoni Gaudí, passed away before completing the project. Now, we opted to do a self-guided tour, which I thought was very neat because they had headphones and they had stations that you could download an app to your phone, and you would use the QR code and it would tell you about exactly where you were at. So at the very beginning, it gives you the history of the construction and the story behind the building. You get a replica design of what the completed church is supposed to look like eventually, because they are still working on it right now, trying to follow Gaudí's designs. But it was absolutely breathtaking. This video does not do it justice. This is one place you have to see with your own 2 eyes, and I promise you will not regret it. Whether you're into churches or not, the architecture and the art inside this basilica took my breath away. Take a look.
This is the Lord's Supper. The prayer he prayed at the Lord's Supper in 50 different languages, saying, "Give us this day our daily bread." And I can pronounce and read all 50 for you if you'd like.
Go.
In English, it's "Give us this day our daily bread." In Cantonese, it's "Kom Skia." In Mandarin, it's "Hik Hok," and Trinidadianese is "One bread, give bread."
And speaking of Gaudí, if you enjoyed La Basilica Sagrada Familia, then you have to visit tip number 3, Casa Batllo Gaudí, also known as the House of the Dragon. What was cool about this is that the ceramic tiles that crown the building form a colorful and wavy mantle that resemble a dragon's back. And later on, you'll see when we get to the roof, it's actually considered the dragon's tail at the very top. If you're fortunate enough to visit Barcelona in December, then you'll have the opportunity to have a special treat of a musical light show every night by the House of Batllo. Now, the house offers 3 options. You can do a guided tour, a self-guided tour, or a self-guided tour with an audio-visual package, which is what we chose, which was very cool because we had these tablets that would provide like a hologram of what was meant to be there back in the day, or a deeper glimpse into what the artist wanted to create in that space. It was very cool. Oh, that's me dropping it. I dropped it a lot, so it's a good thing that it had a necktie because I would have broke that thing. But thank God, because I dropped it a lot trying to show y'all. I'm not even sure exactly what this was. I think this was supposed to be a representation of inside the mind of Gaudí while dreaming. I don't want to misquote, so I'm not. Some of the rooms had their own hologram effect like this. That's a hologram. I think I've only seen holograms in movies. This is my first time seeing a real life hologram. But this was a servant's quarters and they had their own, look at that. That's a hologram in real life. That's my first time seeing something like that. It was cool. I don't know what this room was supposed to be, but guess what? It was cool, just like everything else we saw.
Ooh, we're on top of the
Casa.
We're on the top floor. As you can see, that's Barcelona. That's the dragons. Well, she's trying to. Okay, we're giving you Barcelona. She put her finger all in the camera.
Sorry, guys.
Now you put us out of focus. That's the dragon's back. Barcelona.
Oh, Jazz, look at this. Oh, Jazz, look at this.
That's why I can't take you nowhere.
Okay.
Exactly why I can't take you nowhere.
Just kidding. It's hot in here.
I don't know what's about to happen in here, y'all. It said it's fully immersive. I think we just got put into some type of Hunger Games situation. Oh, now we got red lights. Uh-oh. Oh! Tip number 4 is sample the national dishes, one being paella. Paella is known as the national dish of Spain, and it's comprised of rice, saffron, vegetables, and typically seafood. I'm sure you can probably get it with chicken if you're not really a seafood lover, but either way, it's worth you stopping and taking it all in. And number 2, tapas. When is there a good time for tapas? Every time. Tapas are delicious, and in my opinion, they're just like little happy half sandwiches topped with all kind of random things that I would never think to put on top of bread, and it was delicious. Never disappointed.
Casa de almendra mordisela y de chile.
That is not what that said.
Supremo alcantara.
Supremo what?
Supremo enchilada.
It's not an enchilada. Okay.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
You want to taste it?
Tip number 5 is to see a flamenco show in Barcelona. Just 100% immerse yourself in the culture. Even if dance really isn't your thing, the passion in this dance style and storytelling is absolutely amazing. We actually decided to do a dinner theater buffet with Tablao Flamenco Cordobés, which was actually one of the #1 rated shows in Barcelona. And so we got to eat first, and it was all you can eat buffet. This is where we got all of our tapas down. You'll see that in a second. And then after we had dinner, we had headed into the show, and they provided beverages. We had wine, we had sangrias, we had all of the delicious tapas and all of the delicious food. And I'll say it again, Barcelona, out of all of our European hopping, you were the best at food. Thank you very much.
So listen, y'all. They have these donuts infused with this special goodness syrup that you have to squeeze in. You just squeeze it inside. I don't know what this phone with, boy. I don't know.
So, we finished dinner, which was amazing.
Muchas
Listen, out of all the places we done hopped around to, this was the most flavorful, okay? I'm not, look, Barcelona, you got it hands down. We are about to watch the Flamenco show. Unfortunately, we can't record. See? No recording. We about to just enjoy this and be fully immersed in this culture, and I cannot wait.
Absolute ball. Absolute ball. Absolute ball.
And here's a bonus tip if you're brave enough. Take a flamenco dance class. That's right. Do it like your girl JJ and go learn you something.
It has been a dream of mine forever to take a flamenco class in Spain, and it's about to happen. I'm pretty sure everything is in Spanish. My Spanish is, it's a little bit more than un poquito, but I'm a good follow, so hopefully I will be able to keep up and not embarrass myself. I'm a little emotional because this is a dream that I don't think I ever believed was actually gonna happen, and here I am. So let's go take this class.
So Janelle has found the dance studio.
It's right there.
Yeah, so we found a dance studio. So it's right there. So this is the first flamingo class in Barcelona.
Wish me luck. Don't embarrass myself. Don't embarrass myself.
Hola, nice to meet you.
Hola.
¿De dónde sois?
De Estados Unidos.
Ah, vale. ¿Pero habláis un poco de español?
Poquito de español.
Vale, pues
Un
no
poco
pasa
más
nada.
de un poco.
Bien, hablas bien.
They were incredibly kind, and I just could not believe that I was here and about to do this. It took us a minute to find me some shoes. They definitely giggled and called me Cinderella because I had to try on like 3-4 different pairs of shoes before we found one that's semi-fit. And my wonderful husband actually took off his socks so that I could wear those to get some extra padding. And then, good to go.
Hey, tío.
Engineer, you know?
Did you see Rocky, no?
Yes.
It works. Because there is one woman is like this.
¿Le compraste ese calcetines también?
Doesn't move, no?
I'm good.
Perfect.
¡Hey!
7, 8, 9 y 10. Arriba. 6, 7, 8, 9 y bajada. 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9 y 10. 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 y lo sube. Cruzo. 6, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Eso es. 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 5, 5, ya. Sale. Y 1, 2, manita ahí arriba. Eso, vale.
All right, so Jay Booty just got done her first official flamingo dance class in the Barcelona. So how was it? Is it? I want to know. Is it everything that you envision as a little girl, what it would feel like and be like?
It was more because I never had a full understanding of what goes into it. I just always grew up and I loved how strong the women were, and I loved how pretty their hands were, and I loved all the what we would call tap dancing. I just loved all of that and how it looked. So I had no idea what to expect. And she actually went over quite a bit of choreography for a beginner's class. So I definitely feel like I got my workout and got my money's worth. I got emotional because nobody believed it was my first flamenco class. And I told them, I was like, no, I dance salsa and bachata. So I have some understanding of dance. But all of this was brand new. Everything the feet were doing, and like, especially since we saw the show last night, it made things that we saw last night make much more sense. I'm like, oh, that's where that sound is coming from. That wasn't even a foot, that was a hand. So it was insane. And they were very encouraging. The studio was so welcoming and open. And even though she taught the entire class in Spanish, I was able to follow really good. And the girl next to me, she's a sweet thing. She kept saying, this is not your first time. You're doing better than me.
Is it the lady in blue? The girl in blue?
Purple.
Yeah, purple.
Yeah. Tried to keep telling her, this is my first time, but I dance, And they were just so encouraging and so celebratory. And you know me, I get excited when I get something right, or if I see something I like, and I'm all like, woo, okay, let's do it. So it was absolutely more than what I have wanted for so long, and
there you have it, folks. And it was my socks. It was all due to my socks. If it wasn't for my socks, she wouldn't have made it. She wouldn't have made it.
Obviously, I don't have flamenco shoes. And they didn't have my size.
Baby, it's my moment.
He called me Cinderella, trying to find the right shoe.
It's my moment. It was my anointed socks that was placed upon the ankles.
Eba.
That caused her to glide across the floor. So now
chicken and waffles.
All right. So now we're walking down the street of Barcelona, enjoying her glow, her glee. Let her soak this all in. Oh, my little princess. Oh, my little black Latino, my Latino.
I'm Latina.
I'm Latina.
I am Latina. Well, that concludes our video. I hope you enjoyed this. This was definitely a dream come true for me. My last bit of advice would be to just walk. Make sure you walk the streets. You never know what you might bump into, what you might see, and there's so much beauty in Barcelona to take in that you'll miss it if you're behind a wheel the whole time. Tune in for the next stop, which is London. We'll see you soon.